Is your house an asset? Everyone thinks that the home they live in is an asset because it keeps going up in value all of the time. Well, we recently sold the home we lived in, which was a 2-bedroom apartment in the UK. And on the headline figures, it looks phenomenal. We bought it for 167,650 English pounds, and we sold it for 240,000 pounds. So we made a profit of 72,000 pounds.
Woo! Celebrate.
But was that a real profit, Katie?
Well, that doesn't account for all the other costs of ownership.
But that's how everyone measures it. They just look at what they bought it for and what they sold it for. Obviously, that's the way you do it.
Well, I put it to you, Alan, that shouldn't be the way that it is done, and that we need to take into account all of these different costs that are involved. So we paid £20,000 in maintenance over the 11 years we lived in the property, £2,800 in ground rent. The buying costs were £1,400 to set up our mortgage. The mortgage company took £1,400 of our money just to have the privilege of them lending us money.
And then paying interest on that money they lent us.
Which I'll come on to shortly. The solicitor cost £1,200. And then there's the selling costs when we came to sell. The estate agent, £1,500. Solicitor, £2,400.
Where is our profit going?
The mortgage interest alone, £32,000.
So
£32,000.
So we basically rented that money off them by spending £32,000 in interest. Like, that could have gone towards renting a place rather than just throwing it away on a mortgage. Everyone thinks renting is throwing away money.
They do.
Having a mortgage is throwing away money.
So once you strip out all of those costs that I just said, so it's no longer £72,000 of profit. No, it's just under £10,000 of profit. And you might be thinking, well, you've still made a profit.
You still made £9,713.
But then the comparison to do is to say, okay, what if we'd have invested that money instead?
And that's the bit. People always say that renting is throwing away money. But it's not necessarily. Not all properties make a profit. Some do, some don't. It depends on the market. Like, it's not necessarily a no-brainer that you should buy a property given the cost of ownership.
Your house is not an asset. It's a liability. The one that you live in, the house that you live in, because it takes money out of your pocket every month in maintenance, mortgage, other stuff, insurance, whatever it is. So even if you sell and you make money on it, you still have to live somewhere, and you're probably going to plough that profit back into the next property in order to keep moving up the property ladder, which is the standard thing that people do. So we're encouraging you, just take a minute to pause and think, is buying a house, an apartment, a flat, a place to live in necessarily the right choice? And there's lots of different ways that you can calculate this, and there's all sorts of different calculators out there that you can use to work that out.
Yes, because actually there's two sides to this. There's the emotional decision and there's the mathematical decision. And you might emotionally want to own a house, but does it make monetary sense? Your home might not be the asset you actually think it is.